All right, let's see where we at. Hopefully, I am visible and have audio. I should, looks like.
Okay, you're visible. I see you.
Should have some audio. I am playing a new game for me called Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. Big story mode type of thing, so I'm just kind of winging it. Nope. Gotta fix one more thing real quick.
Are you getting any background from me? Because I turned everything off.
No, not hearing it now. Thanks. Yeah. So. There we go. That's fixed. Yeah, this I'm basically trying to solve this crime, and the first couple of clues, well, I don't know what crime's been committed yet. I only know, I think someone tried to poison Sherlock Holmes, which is the character I'm playing, and I am looking for clues to that. So first thing the first couple of pieces of clues that I picked up led me to this bookstore to talk to the man, Mr. Barnes. So apparently I'm observing him. Bags under the eyes. You have to do some weird things.
Ink on hands.
Huh?
He's got ink on his hands. See if you can.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I was just trying to get focused. You have to move it around to. Apparently he's got something else over here.
Stop checking out his ass.
Hey, you see how there's those little things floating around? I think that's areas that looks like areas you got to focus in on. He's got high heels because he wants to look taller. Mr. Barnes has large bags under his eyes as the results of poor sleep and stress. He's developed a limp, likely the result of an attack. He wears high heels to look taller or stronger, presumably to deter future violence. Mr. Barnes is being threatened by someone and might be involved in a plot against me. If I have to select, is he a... Oh wait, there's different... Okay, so if I select, that was blackmail victim. If I select workaholic, Mr. Barnes has developed a limp and has large bags under his eyes as the result of long hours of intense work. He's not very confident. He tries to appear taller by wearing high heels. He is unlikely that such a person would be involved in the murder plot, even if the ink on his hands suggests he's the one who soiled the newspaper. Nevertheless, Mr. Barnes could still be a pawn in a bigger plan without his knowledge. I am going to say that he is probably just a workaholic. I don't think he's a blackmail victim. At least that's my suspicion at this point. And I could be wrong, but I'm going to say workaholic.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
He ran off.
Blackmail victim.
Yeah, I think I had it wrong.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about
Land shark.
Reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes.
You said who goes there? I said land shark.
Take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Press Z to highlight interactive areas in the environment around you. Nice.
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
That was a lot.
In the kitchen.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
Yeah, this game is a little quirky. I noticed every now and then Sherlock's coattail will flap up for whatever reason.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
I don't see what it is or does.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Just a picture. I can't even make out what it is. Catalog of exotic plants on Barnes's counter. The name of the catalog reads Everlasting Plants for Everlasting Love. Ooh.
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Is there anything else I can interact with? I don't see. Oh, yep.
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
One other clue. Oh, over here. It just turned yellow. Hmm.
The finest view London has to offer.
Interesting. Did I miss anything?
The ladder is
Oh, I
broken
did that already.
recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Yep.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
And the door. Probably just to let us out. This is one of those games where I guess you have to explore everything.
It looks nice though.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I kind of like it. Well, I'm a longtime Sherlock Holmes fan. I have read every Sherlock Holmes story there is. Now, let me just explain this. Once you get the clues, you have to go to this place. It's called the mine something or other. You either
Mine House.
tab or you either tab or you click on it,
Mhm.
and you actually go to the next thing, and you have to click on it, and you try to put the clues together to come up with the analogy. So you have to match them up, and I don't quite have it down yet. I only got lucky on the first one. So you take all the clues that you've gathered and you click and try to line them up. Okay, well, that might be something. Looks like that's, nope, that lines up. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what's relevant here. I would think the exotic plants and the cactus would have some connection.
Yeah, that would be logical.
You can only pin one piece of evidence at a time. I'm really not familiar with this yet, so I don't exactly know what to do. Okay. In each chapter, questions will arise in the course of your investigation. Questions are shown in the Mind Palace. Answer all the questions to progress to the next chapter. This icon on the HUD notifies you when there's a new question to answer in the Mind Palace, or when you have enough evidence to answer one question. Press C to go to the case book and navigate to the Mind Palace. In the Mind Palace tab, select the question you want to answer. Yeah, there's no exclamation point, so I'm assuming there's nothing that I can answer yet. But yet, this isn't closed out because Mr. Barnes is involved in the scheme. The newsboys said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books this morning. Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered a novel for Dr. Watson. A visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. But I've collected everything here. It has to be that I have to answer one of the questions to move. Oh, what's this? I don't know. Oh, is that just disguises that are available? Oh, that's all. That's just showing me there's outfits and disguises available. And in order to get rid of all that, you got to get rid of it. You got to click on it. Ah, so this clue, the dead flowers, means he's signaling someone across the street. So I figured that out, but literally I'm stuck. I have no idea what to do next. Because I haven't unlocked the next chapter. You see, this was difficult about these new games. I don't understand what I missed. I don't know what I've missed. Dr. Watson.
Walk across the street.
A spine in a book stack? No, come on.
See if you can explore across the street.
Yeah, good idea.
Before you go.
Yeah, because you got to explore. These games, you have to.
You know, to see if you could see, you know, he's signaling somebody, so
To be fair, my flowers.
go check that out.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original. I should have worn something warmer. People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door. Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite unless you touch their thorns. Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite.
Okay, so
unless
she's
you
not gonna
touch
do
their
anything.
thorns.
Ooh, there we go. There's something.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
A familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Ah, okay.
A familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
There's the cactus.
Yeah. Come on. It's really hard to control this.
A familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin? A familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Just to rotate it, but
Oh, crack. There's a crack. That's highlighted.
where?
Right there. Go down to the cactus plant. On the
Oh,
pot.
no.
The pot has a crack.
No, that's
Familiar
just the
spine?
that's the
Is this what I
plant
found in my
itself.
dustbin?
Yeah. It just picks it up for some reason.
Now rotate it.
I did.
Rotate it again and stop at the crack.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but
So you
There
pick
you
it up and
go.
rotate it.
Yep,
Now
that was
rotate
it. Yeah, I did. You're seeing a delay.
Anything tickle
Okay.
fancy, Mr. Holmes?
See? There's a dot on the...
Remember, you and I are talking in live in real
Right.
time.
I always forget that.
There's
Yeah.
a delay. Yeah, I caught what you said. It's just it takes a few seconds to catch up on the video. This is a lot of fun. This really is a lot of fun.
She's suspicious. Just punch her in the face and question her.
Gotta be something. I figured it was the shoes. Miss Fleming uses her makeup to hide her tear-stained cheeks. Her dress is made from expensive fabric that's not suitable for outside work. Her shoes show no traces of mud. She must have changed them when she arrived. While she tries to bury her grief by dressing extravagantly, she still wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her gaze is always staring off into the distance, reveals her emotional detachment. Fleming wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her dress is made from expensive fabric, not suitable for work. Her shoes show no traces of mud. She must have changed them when she arrived. Her eyes constantly dart around the street, seemingly in search for something. Perhaps she's waiting for someone. While Mrs. Fleming cherishes the memory of her departed husband, she's trying to move on, as suggested by her makeup and nice outfit. Perhaps she is dressing to attract someone's attention, or simply because she's learned to love herself again.
Well, she don't look like someone who's loving herself.
No, I think she's still grieving. What you think?
Echo is still grieving.
Yeah, I think so.
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time
Damn, we
ago.
wong.
Life goes on.
Damn it.
Listen, we all learn
Shit.
one way or another.
Choose evidence. Where'd this come from? Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit to London by Swedish Prince Ildur. If chief among the scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomatic corps as a result of the unexplained disappearance of Prince Ildur's personal bodyguard, the longtime member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from this late night promenade. A spokesman for the police assures the advertiser they're confident the bodyguard will be located, as he is a striking representative of the Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed, whether by his peers at the gentleman's club or the fair nightingales who comfort them. It says I'm supposed to choose evidence.
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes, no, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached, but since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
Interesting.
Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I don't know anything about this, sorry.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite unless you touch their thorns.
Well, that was productive. I wonder what next. I wonder if we can go back inside now.
No, take that newspaper that's on the floor. If
Where?
you can. By the tree, right? You just walk past it. It's at your feet.
Hold on, I gotta go back outside. No, it's not clickable.
That was just kind of like obvious. Look, it was kind of like there.
Yeah, well, you can press Z and it highlights everything you can click on. And the only thing I can click on is the door and Watson.
Watson likes getting clicked on.
Oh. Okay, we're done in here.
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
I love
Didn't
bookshops
you
too.
once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
There's nothing in here left to click on. So I'm not sure. Oh, no, we got a bunch of... Oh, let's see what this means. There's something. Mm-mm. Apparently I didn't get that one right. There's a cactus with impressive spine on Miss Fleming's flower stand. Pot's cracked. It appears to have taken a blow. Impact was softened by something. Miss Fleming claims she doesn't know how the cactus appeared on her display. She went for a break. When she came back, it was there. Oh. No, that's not it. Nope. You want to answer it by clinking the by linking the relevant evidence. When it's correct, evidence will be combined and an answer revealed. So apparently I haven't answered it correctly. I haven't linked the right evidence yet. Oh, we gotta link it correctly on all three. Got it right. Look, you saw what happened?
No. Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah.
Linked the three pieces of evidence and it answered it correctly. So
Okay, so he's horned out over her.
they're in love with, yeah. He's in love with her. Barnes displays a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Miss Fleming, a florist. He may hope she'll come into his shop and give him watering advice, or it could simply be a symbol of his desperation. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus, which he ordered from a catalog on his counter. A questionable choice, but for Barnes, a symbol of his eternal love, since the catalog presents the cacti as immortal. Plainly, this same cactus he dropped on the Strand outside of 221B Baker Street, now to hear the full story. So I guess we have to go back and talk to him and confront him about being in love with her. Now the part that you don't know, because I didn't stream this part, I did this earlier. There was a poisonous cactus needle in the waste bin outside of Sherlock's apartment with the dirty copy of the Strand that was missing. So that was a piece of evidence that you didn't know about.
Okie dokie.
So that's beginning to come together now.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Yeah. Now we have to go back. We see real quick who's let's see, we've got Ella, Rowe, Donk 7, Dank Freeze, Drap Snack, Marzink, PD, and Regrets. Appreciate everybody hanging out and chatting, watching our little soiree into Sherlock Holmes mystery. I love this crap. This is right up my alley.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
Then get out, fool!
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled. You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
This is a cool game, dude.
So, you know what happened then?
It looks it. It really does.
I was on my way back from the post office
And you know
picked
the-
up the cactus
Let me
and
stop.
some books.
Let
It was
talk.
quite an awkward package, heavy too. And when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
I think I'm going to say I know what to do. Sherlock wouldn't say it's not my... Well, no, romance isn't Sherlock's area. Think about it.
He understands the biology of love.
But he's
He doesn't
not,
understand,
but
he
he's,
doesn't understand love.
yeah, he's not capable of love. There's no way.
That's not true.
No,
There's always the woman.
the woman. Oh, you get props for knowing that, dude.
As
Yeah.
most things,
Eileen Adler.
truth is the answer.
Irene
Cease from
Adler.
true
Yep.
signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman.
And
What is the
he was
worst that
impressed
can
with her
happen?
daughter as
She
well.
rejects you, and you are freed from this endless
It
purgatory.
is.
That. Yes, you are
I
correct.
know it's here. Why can't I click on it?
I do have a slight tendency to overthink things.
There it is.
Thank you.
So at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and.
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Explosion rocks docks. Locals at the port of London had a rude awakening last night with the loud bangs and thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva had docked at pier number 3 in the early evening en route to Europe when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. Port authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it's unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing the structure leaking into the river, but with the area still off limits to workers and the public, it may be some time before we have a full account of what transpired.
Now, Dr. Watson, let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
Let's go, Watson.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
You know what's cool
There was
about
supposed to be
this?
another burglary. I was
There are several DLCs with
Something you wish
different
to say,
investigations that you have to do.
Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition.
I can't wait for them to come on sale because I'm going to buy them all. I'm already hooked on this game.
Yes. It is London. There will always
That is very-
be burglaries.
that is
Doesn't have
very
to be
good.
anything.
It looks nice.
Seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But
It's brilliant. Let's go.
So I guess I need to head back to Baker Street. The map doesn't really tell you where you're at, so it's kind of hard. Yeah, I think I'm heading the right way. Really? Oh, you could knock things over. Look at this. Well. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Q puts me into some weird...
Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop. Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop.
So we're supposed to be heading to Stenwick. Nope. That's the shoe cobbler. Nope.
Not much further now.
I don't know if it's this way or the other way. We'll find out. I can run back and forth. Gotta be up the street. Obviously, I'm looking for Stenwick. And it's not this way. Now this is, we're going to be back, the bookshop's on the right. This way? Well, Watson gave us a hint, said not much further now, but we went all the way down there and it didn't register anything.
Watson lied. Okay, Watson lies.
Yeah, apparently. Watson's a hooker.
I knew it. You can you go forward more?
Huh?
Other than that, it looked like you it looked like you walked into an invisible wall. That's all.
Oh no, no.
I'm just curious as to the extent of the open worldness.
It's not. I keep hitting Z. There's nothing I can interact with.
Right, but how much can you explore?
Not much. See, right here, he said not much further now. Oh, this gate's open. Maybe this is it.
Is this lousy attitude of
This is it.
of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. and it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Sergeant Ruffles.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahir breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Cabbage?
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
So the shack must be somewhere on the grounds because I can't go inside. It won't let me enter because that wasn't clickable. He does. Somebody in chat just said that it's an auto mod. No. Somebody watching said that it Satan Gray Man says Watson looks like Neil Patrick Harris. He kind of does. I agree. Hey, let's good day. What's up? How you been? Oh, there's a door. That's clickable. Concentration helps you pick up smaller details about the world around you. When you see a wavy green circle, press Q to observe the object more closely. Don't forget to pin the relevant evidence. Some clues won't be visible without it.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
That looks like some scuff marks. Oh, Satan. Grayman like the Digimon. Ah, sweet. Satan Grayman. Got it. Pretty good time with family today. Tomorrow is Trans Day of Visibility. Nice. Hope you have a good day, Liska. Not sure how to pin that stuff.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
Go back here, can I?
Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh.
So you just have to get in the right spot. Okay. That's interesting.
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? Button chops, the remains of a meal. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
I love me some narcotic. Yeah, if you're still there, I can't hear you, Peter.
Yeah, I'm here. I haven't talked for a little bit.
No, I'm just making sure. Didn't know.
Still here, but thinking about going away. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Apparently, there's no ETA, but they're still looking at the outage in the data center. So no ETA on DVO or Lotro yet.
The ashes are long since cold.
Pretty good time somebody. Sherlock in this game is about 5 years younger than canon. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that. How did you determine that?
Maori nose flute. Gurus, they're called.
A nose flute? That's about nasty.
No way.
Oh, wait, how did it determine that he's 5 years younger?
Is this a tanny
I know, that's
flute,
what I
a
asked.
or something else?
Satan Greymon mentioned it in the chat. That's why I asked the question. He or she hasn't answered yet. Oh, in chapter 1, he's established to have been born in 1859. And this is the same continually. Oh, didn't realize that. I missed it.
Yeah, I haven't played it, so I didn't know. Okay.
Well, I didn't pay that much attention starting out, so bad on me, right?
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
I'm trying to find the second clue. I know it's dealing with that pot, but I'm not getting it. I don't know what the second clue is right here. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. Because this says there's a second clue. I can't determine where it is.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A small navy spyglass.
Found it.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed, you think you know someone. Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape? Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make
Still doing
head nor
okay?
tail of it.
Oh, okay. TV had to step away. Need to take a little break. He'll be back.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
I'm trying to figure out what to do next. I'm not sure. Peyton, Grayman, any ideas?
No air coming through it. 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 No air coming through it.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
No air coming through it. No air coming through it. No air coming through it. No air coming through it. No air coming through it. No air coming through it.
disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it.
I'm not sure what to do. Click behind the shed. I'm trying to figure it out.
Is this
Ah, good move. Thank you.
Or something else?
No, that didn't finish it.
Is this a Tanifar, a Maori water spirit? Or something else? No air coming through it.
I don't know what to do. This game is complicated. I'm not sure what to do next. I'm stuck.
Is this a Tanifar, a Maori water spirit? Or something else?
This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail.
No air coming through it. No air coming through it. No air coming through it.
I'm not sure what to do. Kind of stuck. I clicked on the window,
Is this
but it
a
doesn't
Tanifar,
advance it.
a Maori water spirit?
Any
Or something
ideas?
else? No air coming through it. No air coming through it. Is this a Tanifar?
Do I need to go behind the shed?
Or
Maybe I
something
need to
else?
go behind. Think outside the box. Yep.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Ah. You're smart. I'm stupid.
No air coming through it. Is this a Tanifar, a Maori water spirit? Or something else?
Well, why can't I get rid of the...
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Okay, so now what's next?
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Can't unplug it. This is really cool. I'm just not sure what to do next. Miller's lodging is a shack in Captain Stenwick's garden. At the entrance of the shack are crushed crates and a piece of sackcloth. In the brazier next to the remains of a meal is a charred ball with a characteristic smell. The scent is hard to confuse with anything else. It's a narcotic. Among the other scattered objects inside is a sack of grain with an imprint shaped like a human head. Hey, why does that pin show up? Yeah, when I come right here, why does that show up? Does it have the pin and the arrow? I don't know what that's about. And in chat we have Ella, row 8 row, Asmer Mayu, Doc 7, Dank Freeze, Drap Snap, Liska de Babbitt, Marzink PV, Regrets, Satan Greymon, and Trilogy. Welcome. Hey Trill, what's up, bud? I'm trying to figure out this new game and I don't know crap about it. Trying to figure out what this map thumbnail pin is with the arrow up. Character portrait Miss Fleming. That's what it shows me. I don't know what that's about.
This disappearance is intriguing. No, I cannot make head nor tail of it.
I'm not sure what to do next. I'm losing people left and right. Look at that.
This disappearance is intriguing. No, I cannot make head nor tail of it.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Very difficult to put your brain in the mind of Sherlock Holmes. Go talk to this guy and see if that
Are you joking? Why would I know this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahia's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
give me 1 second, everyone. I will be right back. I just need a short break. right. I'm back. Not sure what to do yet, though.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahere's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting. Where on earth are you going with this? Where on earth are you going with this?
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Gimme here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden. Why are you still here?
A garden, huh?
Chewing tobacco. Looks like a knee print.
Ooh.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
know if I've seen everything or not. Yeah, it looks like I have. Go back and talk to him and see what's up.
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
What else?
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Crazy. The gate, maybe?
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse.
I might have to call it right here. I'm not sure what to do next. Even though it's fun, I don't know what to do next. A lot of fun, but I think I need to reconvene till I figure out what's next, the next step. Kinda lost at the moment. A lot of fun. See, apparently there appears to be 2 more things that I need to investigate and discover, but I haven't found them. I'm not sure where they're at. Mute. So he put the opiates inside. What if you got to do these in some kind of order? This is really interesting, but there's still two pieces of evidence that I haven't discovered. Hey, what was that? Hmm. Excuse me. Allergy. No, I'm about to call it so I can do some more in-depth understanding of the gameplay. Because I'm semi-stuck. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to call it because I'm not sure what's next. I hadn't figured this one out yet. Yeah, not sure. Well, I'm going to call it a stream for this evening. I'm not sure where to go next, and I don't want to keep boring everybody until I figure it out. But appreciate everyone hanging out and the chat and all that. Let's see. Alea, 8 Row, Asimer, Mayu, Donk 7, Dank Freeze, Drapsnat, Jeff, OB8P, Liska de Babbitt, Mark Zink, PD, Satan Grayman, and Trilogy. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Thank y'all. And I hope y'all have a good evening. Take care.